forward to the next 20 years, 30 years of what our business is going to be. And that just means that we're going to learn new business practices. We're going to learn new strategies. We're going to be willing to step out of our comfort zone, right? That is the next gen mindset. So I want you to make sure that you are engaged and listening, because this is a panel that is for everyone. So please help me welcome to the stage Whitney Lloyd, Alana Botdorf, Luke Lynham, and Haley Fox. Oh boy, I'm so excited for you guys. We've been working on this forever. This chair is really odd. Okay. Don't mind me. Oh my goodness. So you guys, we have a really good age range on this panel, which I want to make sure that you know, because we have the whole scope of what we consider next gen, as far as age goes, in this Juice Plus world of ours, right? So we have everyone from 40 to 20s. So it's a perspective from everyone. And I love that. I think it's gonna be great. So I'm actually gonna start with you, Whitney. You've seen incredible growth with your events and leveraging those within your teams. And I know that's typically what we see as next gen, a traditional way about business, right? But how have those strategies evolved for you, and how do you approach them with your team to create events that are really driving growth for you?
Yeah, okay, so about 3 years ago, I knew that I needed to make a shift to see some energy and growth and momentum in our team. And so I really prayed about what I needed to do next, and I just felt led to open my home and host one in-home event every month for a year, and then I was gonna reevaluate and see what it looked like. At that point, I just knew that people were seeking health hope, health value, and community. And so my team and I got together, and we got really creative and had a lot of fun. We started in January of 2022, and we did all sorts of events. So salad in a jar, chop parties, smoothie events, energy bite events, family events, children events. And really what I saw was, over the course of that year, that people are truly seeking life-giving, authentic relationships. They want to get health value, health hope, and they want to experience community. And so over that year, we were re-engaging partners and customers in the community in our area, and we were attracting new partners and customers. And so we started the next year, we kept on going, but what changed was that I had partners who were now hosting events in their home because they were duplicating what they had experienced in mine. And really this was the catalyst. You know, we were doing 2 to 3 even more events a month that led us to QNMD last summer, and then an MD this past summer. And really what I've seen over the course of doing all of the events and continuing them was truly when you're building the relationships, you know, when you're offering the health hope, health value, and community, that's what is sustainable as a leader and as a team, but it's also what's attractive to people. And, you know, and I always just think about people are busy, and so it needs to be something of value that they can learn, that they can enjoy, bring their friends to, but also an efficient use of their time. And so we do all of our impactful events are less than 2 hours, and I always welcome them in my home. I open in prayer and just pray over the event, and then I do the value workshop part at the beginning, so like the salad in a jar would be at the beginning. And then I do very simple snacks. We sit in my living room, I share my story, and then I have a couple partners share theirs. And then we typically watch the Bridging the Gap video. And then I close the event by sharing their options for getting started and inviting them in to join us. And so that has been, it's just been beautiful to see the growth that has come from that and the amazing community that we're building.
Yeah, I think it's great to think how simple it can be.
Yeah.
Right? Keep it simple.
Yes.
Keep it simple and show up. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be. Right?
Consistent. And I have seen too, it needs to be, need to experience consistent experiences over time, and that's when you see the growth.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Kaylee, I have a question for you because Next Gen, like I said earlier, it's more than just an age, right? It's about being bold, it's about being innovative. What's one mindset or daily habit that helps you grow authentically?
Okay, so I'm gonna give you a couple more than just one, but I want you to scratch the idea of Next Gen as an age group. Like we said, it's a mindset. We have to be innovative, we have to be authentic. And look at all of us out here right now. We are here with something so unique to share. And we are all Next Gen. So the first thing is we have to be forward thinking. And when I think of forward thinking, I look back at my 18 years of playing soccer. When I got stuck, I always had to pivot. I had to be fluid, and there are never set plays. There's never set plays in soccer, and we do not have set plays in this business. We lean into our team for support, just like our upline, our team here. Next, we have to be consistent. We show up regularly no matter what. I can't expect my business to work if I'm not working it. We have to be bold. We have to show up imperfectly as we are, which is a whole lot easier said than done. We also have to lead with our personal values, show what's important to you, people connect to that, and have a hybrid approach. If you guys don't have a hybrid approach, you better start now, because after the pandemic, there are so many virtual options, and even though I am young, I do prefer in person. So I have to stretch myself to do those online and virtual things. But it's important that I also have daily actions. I have to set goals, whether that's a post, a follow-up, or just connection time in my day. I have to work in my strengths. Like I said, that's in-person events or one-on-one connections, three-way calls, stuff like that. The OG stuff, okay guys? And have a growth mindset. Every single no that you encounter will always lead you to the right yes.
That's amazing. And honestly, when I was sitting here listening to you, I thought to myself, you're a Juice Plus kid, right?
Yes.
What you said beautifully meshes the old with the new, right? I think that's important to know. And hybrid always makes me excited. I'm so glad that you said that. If you haven't thought about having a hybrid business, what is that, right? It's how Juice Plus works their business, in-person events, at the line in Target, when you're just talking to people and approaching people. And the other part of that is, are you on social media and what are you doing on there, right? I hope you guys went to that really cool tech booth that marketing had if you had a chance, because that was amazing too. So speaking of tech, Alana, with the social trends, we've talked about AI here a lot. How are you presenting Juice Plus in a modern way while also honoring the legacy of Juice Plus?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we are perfectly positioned to be in a competitive advantage because we can lean on the stability of our legacy, but also adjust our go-to-market to align with the times. So for those of you who might be feeling a little overwhelmed, a little concerned with maybe how technology, AI, social media trends might potentially change our business, I want to give you a reframe to think about. Even with rapid technological advancement, we are selling the two things technology can never replace. Your health. AI can never eat a salad, do a workout, take a capsule, or drink a smoothie for you. And two, community. AI, social media is never going to give you a hug, provide you love, build deep relationships. So think about it this way. We are leading with two commodities that are timeless. Everyone in this room will always have something of value to offer. Now, when it comes to talking about the business, simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. So if you're looking for some business verbiage, get out your pens, because historically, I think our history was the bulk of our conversation, and now I look at that as more of the intro and how we do business day to day as more of the bulk. So as an example pitch, You know, our company has been around since 1970. My mentors have been in the business for over 30 years. And personally, I love being backed by such long-term leadership, both with our corporate team, but also being mentored by that in the field. Now, there are 4 components to how we do business day to day. Number 1, we are an online business that you can build anytime, anywhere with proven systems. 2, Shopify is our distribution platform. 3, we are a direct-to-consumer model, meaning you don't carry any inventory, and Juice Plus handles all the product shipping and payment processing for you. 4, you design your own go-to-market around your personality, your goals, your desired commitment. So in conversation, I don't look at it as digital business is replacing our legacy. I look at it as creating synergy with the perfect ratio. And for me, I found 10 to 20% history, 80 to 90% how we're doing business today, breaks that down really, really well. And as an analogy for you all, I want you to think about our legacy as the foundation of the house, and modern business with social media, AI, technology as building the house, okay? In conversation, you absolutely must talk about the importance of the foundation of the house, but the majority of your conversation should be around building the house.
Building the house. I love that. I saw people in the audience taking notes. You know, I think it's important to just know that, like, things like AI are a tool, but they don't replace things like our health, and they can't eat a salad for us. And although I'm sure one of these days it would like to try. Okay, Luke. So Luke, you know, when he joined this panel, of course, being the only male on this panel, what a luxury it is to have this young man upon us. I keep saying, we need more Lukes. We need more Lukes. How do we get more Lukes? So Luke, how do we get more yous? How do we figure out how to position this business to young people? It's a flexible, we know that people want, younger kids, they don't want to work for someone, right? So how is it that how do we get creative about that to get them to be interested and want to come aboard and get us more Lukes?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, everyone's just supposed to get on the first try, right? I mean, that's how it works. No, wrong. Take it from me. Trying to talk to the young male generation can certainly be a challenge, but I think I've had to take a step back over the last few months and just start to realize that we really need to use the uniqueness of Juice Plus as our superpower. Because I think Juice Plus can oftentimes get roped into being one of those things, right? It can be so easy for us to be so passionate about the business, throw it in someone's face, and then they're like, whoa, give me a sec. I'm like, okay. But when I think about this weekend, I really go back to our corporate leadership at the end of the day, because we have people that are investing in us. They're empowering me as a young man to go out there and inspire healthy living. And then we're on the backbone of these amazing ladies up here, right, who are speaking just straight facts to us. And then at the same time, guys, I think in life, we oftentimes put ourselves in a box. We put limitations on what we're capable of. And so my goal is to really try to use that uniqueness and compare it with, take myself for example. I'm here in life to not only share healthy living, but go outside my comfort zone, get comfortable being uncomfortable, but also write my own story. Don't put limitations on yourself. So when we can combine the uniqueness of Juice Plus with the incredible opportunity to create the life that we want to live and write our own American dream, if you will, I love being able to talk about that. We are going to set not only ourselves up for success, but the people that we're trying to bring into this business as well.
Thank you, that's so good. So good. Do you need seats? We need more Lukes. Okay, Whitney, I want to talk a little bit more about social media, because this is interesting to me, because when I was looking at your answer, I was like, oh right, that is interesting, who knew? We talk about hybrid businesses. I love that you do in-person events, but I also love that you have utilized social media to fuel some of the growth in your team. So how do you stand out? Because everybody's online, right? Everyone's online, all of our friends are on there, a lot of them doing things that we're doing for other places. So how do you connect with people online and still keep it authentic and stand out?
Yeah, so I was thinking back, and actually my first Juice Plus social media post that I made was the day I signed up as a partner. And I simply just shared our family story and just shared the simplicity of how making lifestyle changes along with adding Juice Plus helped change the trajectory of our family's health. And so I've always thought of and used social media as a platform to share more of my story and our family story. And it's an amazing tool that you can use to build relationships, to build trust, to build respect, and to be a resource for people in so many different areas. And that's what I love about social media, is that I can connect with people and be a resource in a variety of different areas. And so I encourage you to find your 5 focus areas that are unique to you and be an expert in being a storyteller of those 5 areas. We all have different families, we have different experiences, different passions, different interests, different things that you've walked through or you've overcome. And so I encourage you to be the storyteller in those areas. And that is where you will genuinely and authentically build the relationships, build the trust, build the respect, and be able to be a resource to people. And I found that when you're sharing your stories, people can tell if you are authentically sharing your life and passionately sharing Juice Plus. But they can also tell if you're just trying to sell them something and you have no interest in building a relationship. And that is what I feel sets us apart from anything else out there. And that's what's so unique about our Juice Plus family and our community. And so I just encourage you to be a solution provider and not a product pusher. So get curious with your network, know the needs that are around you, ask questions, interact, engage, and really build that trust and the respect. And what I have found is, as you're being a storyteller, for example, I love sharing about my faith, my family, homeschooling, health, and Juice Plus. So as I'm sharing, typically around those areas, I'm able to build the relationships, and then people will come to me when they need encouragement or when they need a resource. And that is where I find the most joy, and what's sustainable is being able to be a resource. And then I welcome them in, I share with them what we're doing in our health event, our Healthy Living community. I invite them into the events we're doing. And it's just amazing to see how you can use the simple tool of social media, but also building those relationships. Nothing can replace the genuine, authentic connection that we have with people.
Yeah, I think that's what's important to know, is that you can actually still be very connected and authentically, genuinely connected to somebody, even if you started online. I'm sure some of you guys have never met each other in person until this weekend, but you have followed each other on something, right? So, and I do think it's important to remember, be known for your solution that you offer, not the products that you provide. That is all about being a storyteller, and how you do your business online is really about storytelling. So I love that you said that. I know we've talked about that a lot. Alana, for someone who's brand new, we're talking about this, Whitney gave some really good helpful hints, but if somebody's brand new or looking to level up, hasn't started a hybrid business, hasn't done any of that, what is your best advice for building a strong social media presence?
Yeah, that's a great question, and I think Whitney just laid a really good foundation for the importance of social media and really honing into your authenticity. When we think about personal branding, we're in the era of brand or be branded. People are going to look you up online anyways, so you might as well curate the narrative that feels most authentic to you. And in this new era, you can think about your online presence as, your business card. All the people I've met here, we exchange Instagrams. No one's carrying business cards anymore. So it's really has become a form of credibility in this day and age. But the beautiful part is, it's not about fancy marketing. It's not about being suave. It's about taking your day-to-day life and mirroring that online in a way that you want to curate it. So I'm going to give you a system for how to automate your authenticity really quickly in like 2 minutes. So number one, you want to create what I call the core four. Whitney said 5, same thing, but you want to think of these as like your core pillars, okay? This is what people think of when they think of you. This is your interests, hobbies, priorities, and these are your main pillars. As an example, mine are travel, health and fitness, personal growth, and business. Those are the 4 main things I post about, rinse and repeat. And you can have subcategories to this, but these are your leading pillars, okay? So after you define your core 4, the second thing that we want to do is talk about creating content. And I know a lot of people log on at ground zero every day. You know, like, oh, what do I post today? What's the caption? What do I come up with? And you spend 90% of your time spinning your wheels about what to post about. So we want to automate that so that you have a repository to reference that's authentic to you. So you want to take those core 4 pillars, okay? So for me, travel, you know, health and fitness, personal growth, and business. And you want to write down 25 content ideas for each. And if you struggle kicking off with this, ChatGPT is a great resource. You know, like health and fitness could be a complete recipe, a hotel workout while traveling, your favorite workout studio in your city. They're not all Juice Plus, okay? We want to sprinkle a little bit of Juice Plus into like 10 to 20% of those. So when you get those 25 under each category, boom, now you have 100 different types of posts that you can do that you like on things you want to talk about. And there's 2 types of posting that you can do. What I call recurring, like so for me, workout of the week, that's something I can make indefinitely, okay? A one-time would be spend the day with me at conference in Indianapolis. I'm not gonna make that again in 2 weeks, right? So that's how you can create consistent content, because you have your recurring ideas that you can rinse and repeat over and over and over, and then sprinkle in the one-time ones based off of your calendar or travel or whatever you're doing. And then the third thing that we want to do is eliminate the guesswork and put this into a pattern. So now you've got a list of ideas and you're like, that's great, Alana, but what do I do with it? You know, I think it's really great, I'm just going to use days of the week as an example, is just put a theme for each day of the week. Make this super simple for yourself, okay? So like Monday, post something motivating. Tuesday could be like lifestyle, vlog, behind the scenes. Wednesday is great for wellness. Thursday could be a business post. Personally, on Fridays, I always post travel and adventure because people are in a good mood Friday, they're happy, they're excited. On Sunday, I generally post something personal growth, introspective, calming, right? So I'm flowing with the natural energy of not just my week, but my audience's week, and it makes it really easy because I'm not waking up on Sunday like, let me post something motivating today. So again, define your pattern by days of the week and then just plug your content ideas into that. It's super simple. And then the last tip I'll give you is around networking on social media, because we tend to be really natural in real life and a little awkward about it online. You know, no more hey girl, hey messages. Well, let's go back to those core 4, okay? We want to take those, so I'll use travel as like an example, you know, and you want to create a list of keywords associated with that. Okay, so for me, for travel, it could be the countries I want to visit, it could be digital nomad, it could be working online, it could be, you know, girls in their 30s who travel, whatever it is. For fitness, I do bodybuilding. It could be bikini competitor, bodybuilding, holistic recipes, gluten-free recipes, whatever it is. Again, you can use ChatGPT to find these keywords. And then you want to put those keywords into social media and start networking with people that pop up when you type that in on the Explore page. Here's the thing about social media. It's a virtual cocktail hour. So you want to go in and mingle with people that share your interests. If you were at a cocktail hour, you wouldn't stand in the corner with a tray of Juice Plus and go, and hope people come up and buy from you. And yet that's kind of what we do sometimes on social media. So you want to think about it, you're networking with people that have shared interests as you. And think about it this way, when you're chasing relatability based on your core 4 pillars that are things that you value the most, absolute worst case, you make a friend. Best case, you get a customer or a partner, but it's a win-win scenario either way.
Oh my gosh, I love that. That was great.